In today's video, I want to go over 10 essential Google Sheets and Excel formulas that everyone should know, whether you're a beginner or you need a simple refresher in under 10 minutes. And these formulas are relatively simple and easy to learn. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. All right, so just diving into the very first formula I want to show you guys, it's going to be the SUM formula. Now I already have a mock or dummy expenses chart here. So the formula is going to be equal sign. So obviously when you're writing formula, you just use the equal sign, and it's going to be sum and then opening parentheses, and you just specify what you want to sum. Okay, so you can sum these, for example, and then you can just close it off and hit enter. You could do separate sums. So for example, if you do equals to sum, and you, for example, have this range here, and you could do a comma, you can add another range here, or maybe you have another range here on the side, right, with different numbers. So the sum formula works with different ranges and, you know, multiple ranges that you can just add them. You can do the same thing for a column. So instead of selecting a range, you could do equal sum and do select columns, select multiple columns, that is, and it will sum everything within that range. The next formula I want to show you guys is the average formula. Now it's going to be very similar to the sum, where you can just grab a selected range, so equals to average. And here I have, you know, for example, average steps that I took per week, and now I can check how much I average out in these 12 weeks. Close it up and hit enter, and it will give me I average around 8,016 steps in the past 12 weeks. Okay, now we're gonna use the same sheet, but we're gonna use a different formula. Now we're gonna do the min and max formula, and I'm just gonna group it into one formula category, right? So to find the minimum of a data set or a selected range, you just do equals min. And again, it's the same thing where you can find min of, you know, these selected cells, and just hit closing parentheses and then hit enter. So you can see here that the minimum amount of steps I took in a week average is 6,400. If you want to find the max, you just do the exact same thing, but type in max, and you can do here of the selected range, closing parentheses, and the most I've walked in a week is about 9,100 steps. Okay, formula number 4, what I have is the count formula. So for example, I'm just going to show you equals to count. And if I open parentheses and grab all of this, for example, right, and then close it, it will count. There's actually 7 numerical values here, which is true. But what won't happen is you can't count the amount of students, for example. So let's just say we have a grade book here, and I'm trying to count this. It's going to give us a 0 because it's actually looking for numerical values. Well, there's actually a different variation of this. It's called count A. It will just count basically whatever is not blank. So I'm going to grab this right here and then just close it up, and when I hit enter, you can see there's 9 students in my class, and there's only 7 that submitted the homework, for example. Okay, so count A basically counts everything that's not a blank cell, and count actually only counts things that are numerical values. Now the next formula that I want to show you guys is going to be the if formula. So what you can do is you can do equal sign if, and you can do different things. So for example, if what are we checking, right? If, for example, this value is greater than 70, then what do we want to say if it's true? Well, if it's greater than 70, let's just say the value is, in quotation marks, pass. You know, this student passed their exam. If not, if false, then what you can do is, let's just say fail, right? So you can type in this expression, and what you can see here is that since it is an 82, it's a pass, and then you can see here there's an autofill. You don't have to autofill, you can just manually drag it down as well. And Google Sheets should know that it's trying to calculate whatever is to the left of this cell. So you can see here, values below a 70 is a fail, values above 70 is a pass, and that's how the if formula works. Now, next up, with this if and with the sum and count that we learned earlier, we can actually combine them together to make a SUMIF or a COUNTIF formula, okay? So I want to tally up all my expenses that are food, and to do that, I'm going to do equal sign SUMIF instead of sum this time. And then what are we checking to see if it's equal to food? Well, we're going to check if column A here is going to be equal to food. So I'm going to grab the labels, right? Comma, quotation mark, food. Okay. So if A2 to A11, this range here is equal to food, then what are we summing? What are we summing up? Well, we're going to sum up the corresponding value next to it. Okay. So I'm going to do that, close it up. And when I hit enter, you can see here that I've spent $95 on food. Same thing here, okay? Health, I could do the same thing. So I'm gonna run it back. So I'm gonna do equal sign sum if, and we're gonna sum if to check if these labels, right, are equal to, so comma, health, right? Make sure you spell it correctly. It is case sensitive. And we're summing up the exact same range here, but this time we're gonna look for health. So there you go. I spent $30 on health this month. And then next up, I want to do a count if. Now this one's going to be a little bit more complex because there's going to be 2 criteria. So let's break it down first. So let's just find out how many food are there, right? So let's just get a count of food. So how do we do that? So we're going to do equal to count if, right? we're gonna grab this range right here, right? And it's gonna be equal to food. So the criterion is gonna be food, and it's gonna count how many of them are food. So instead of $6, it's actually just a regular data here. We're gonna do automatic, so 6. Now this time I wanna know how many of them are above $15. To do that, you can actually do COUNTIFS with an S to have multiple criteria. So we're gonna do exactly what we typed here. So equals to COUNTIFS, this time with an S. But this time we're gonna check, you know, this range here, right? I'm gonna do comma, food, just like how we did it earlier. But now we wanna do this range here, right? This range is, I'm gonna do quotation mark again, greater than 15. So this way I know how many of them are food and how many of them are actually above $15. So when I hit enter here, it'll count that I've spent 3 transactions this month, for example, on foods that's above $15. The next formula I have for you is gonna be XLOOKUP, which is gonna look up a value in a table and returns related information in the same row or the same column. So for example, I'm gonna do it equals to XLOOKUP. And what we wanna do here is we wanna find out, for example, Lucas's email, okay? So we're gonna do an XLOOKUP, and the key is going to be, for example, Lucas, right? So make sure all the capitalization and spelling is the same. And then we're gonna do a comma, and where is that Lucas at, right? We wanna find Lucas here, because there's Lucas is gonna be somewhere here with a name. And what are we returning from Lucas? Well, we're going to return the email. So grab everybody's emails here, and then once you close it, you can see that it returns lucas@mail.com. Another way you can do it is instead of putting the search key here in the formula, we can reference it to a cell. So we can reference that to, for example, right here. So if we hit enter, it doesn't have anything, but if we start typing names here, so for example, Noah, you know, since it's pulling from this cell, it's looking up things that are, you know, we wrote here, and it's actually getting their corresponding emails. So it's pretty nice and it's pretty neat, and it's definitely a useful feature for Google Sheets or Excel. Now, the next formula I want to show you guys is the TEXTJOIN and how to concatenate 2 different values together. So there's 2 ways to do this. The first way I want to show you is TEXTJOIN. Let's just do equals to TEXTJOIN. And what that does is that you have to give it a delimiter. So now you can use, you know, for example, a space bar, because you want to put a space bar in between the first name and the last name. Ignore empty. Well, if there are empty cells, empty values in a cell that we select, so let's put true. So it's a true or false statement. And the text one, it's going to be Alex. So we're going to do A2. And the next one, comma, is going to be Carter. I'm going to close it and hit enter. You can see here that it started combining them together. You can, again, use the autofill or just manually drag it down if you want, like that. Now, there is a different formula you can do without, you know, using TEXTJOIN or anything like that. It's gonna be equals to this, okay? And then what you can do is use an ampersand or the and symbol and do a, you know, quotation mark space bar. So that's adding a space bar, and then do an ampersand again to join the values together and do Carter. Okay, so when you do this and hit enter, you can see here that it, you know, it gives the same result. There's 2 ways to do it. You can use a TEXTJOIN, or if it's more straightforward or more logical to do it, you can use the ampersand method. All right, so the 9th formula that I want to show you guys is going to be the split. If we have a full name here, how do we split it, right? So what we can do is equal to split. And then when you do that, you can, you know, select the text. So I'm going to split this text, for example, and then comma, you want the delimiter, okay? So the delimiter means like, what are we splitting it by, okay? So we want to split it by space bar and hit closing parentheses, hit enter, and you see how it automatically populates to column C, even though we have nothing here in the C formula, and, you know, think the formula is actually in column B. It does that because now if you have, for example, another name here, Mark, it will just automatically keep splitting into the following columns over and over again, okay? Now you can do the same thing with phone numbers. So you can do equals to split, and you could split this, right? You can split this, but this time, instead of using a spacebar, you can use the dash or the, you know, the hyphen here, and then it will split it like so. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So this is good for, you know, getting area codes and whatsoever of a phone number, for example. And then last but not least, we're gonna have the now or the today formula. Well, you don't have to type in today's date, for example, manually. You can just type in equals to today. And what this does is it spits out today's date. But if you want to be specific and you want to get the date and time, you can do equals to now. Okay, so now will give you the exact date and time to the second. So for example, you can do an if here. If, you know, this date right here is actually, if the due date already passed today, right? Numerically, if it's the date already passed less than today, then guess what? It's already overdue. okay? Otherwise, it is going to be on track, okay? So having this today function, really don't need you to, you know, check every single time, but rather it will update on its own based on today's date, okay? So it'll always be on time for the status. So overdue, for example, and then everything else that's not, you know, today yet, that's still coming up in 2 days or in 4 days are still on track. Now, with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video on all the essential Google Sheets and Excel formulas that you need to know. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like and hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.